Hey guys, welcome to round 3 of the NRL. These are my predictions and team lists after watching the NRL team show, which is live streamed on Facebook and then again through the NRL app. This week is a really hard round for me. I do not know how many of these I'll get right. This video I'm going to struggle a few times. Let's get into this round. The first game we have is on Thursday night at Suncorp Stadium, the Brisbane Broncos taking on the Dragons. Now the Dragons really need a change in depth, and Matt Duffy once again on the bench, and Widdop has been named at fullback, which makes me worry. A lot of people are picking the Dragons 13 plus. However, for this game, my prediction is the Brisbane Broncos by 10 points. They're really good against the Cowboys, and I think they can be consistent. I did put them in my top 8 at the start of the year, which means they have to win some games, and it's up there in Suncorp, which gives them the advantage. If players can step up to this game, I think they can beat the Dragons side. The second game on Friday night is the Raiders at home at Canberra taking on the Newcastle Knights. They both have 1 win and 1 loss each. This is a hard game to pick. I feel like most of these games are very similar. I've gone the Raiders by 4. I think this will be a grudge match, really close. But I think the Raiders, being at home, will just be able to put it on the Knights. I think it'll be a very, very low scoring game, like let's say 16 points to 12. Let's go that. But I'm going to go Raiders by 4. They were really good against the Titans 2 weeks ago, and Jared Croker, as I said yesterday, stepped in really well. Joe Tarpany is out, which is a worry for the Raiders, but the Knights have named the same side against Penrith. I'd like to see the Knights win, but I'm going to tip the Raiders by 4 for this game. This game is so hard to pick. This game all week has been bugging me. I won't be there, as you guys probably know now. The Parramatta Eels first home game, 2 from 0, up against the Sydney Roosters. Now, Parramatta haven't won 3 rounds in a row since the 90s. I believe it was 94. Which makes me just want to see this. I don't know whether to go with my heart or my head for this game, so I'm going to give you both predictions, but I'm going to go with my heart and what I think is going to happen. Cronk has been named for the Roosters as well as Jake Friend, which is a massive, massive in for them. I predict this game will have a lot of injuries. I really hope not. I think we'll both do damage to each other on the side of both sides. My head tells me Eels by 4, and I want that to happen. I'm going to go with my heart and lock in my prediction for this week that the Roosters will win this game by 10 points. I think this will be a really close game. My score prediction is either 20 to 20, 22 to 26 Parramatta, or 20 points to 10 Sydney Roosters. They always flog us, but I don't think that'll happen in this case. I'd love to see Blake Ferguson beat his old club, but I'm not confident. I want to back the Eels this week, but I'm going to go with the Roosters just because of Jake Friend and Cronk being back in the side, and it sucks. The Sea Eagles play the Warriors at Christchurch. It's a home game for the Sea Eagles, and Tom Trbojevic isn't in. Now, Jeff Tuvey thinks he won't play. We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to tip Manly for this game. I haven't tipped them all season. They haven't showed a lot in the first round, but in the second round I think they really stepped up against the Roosters, and with Tom Trbojevic hopefully back, I'm tipping Manly by 2 points. Let me just say, this is a bold prediction. This game may go to Golden Point. Yes, I think this might be the first Golden Point game of the year. It'll be a very tight matchup, but I can see Manly winning it either by a field goal or by 2 points. It's a bold prediction, I know, so let's stick with the 2 rather than the 1. But Manly to beat the Warriors, who were pretty average against the Tigers last week. I think there'll be a bit of points scored, maybe 18 to 19 in this match. The Cowboys up in Townsville are going to be hard to beat up against the Sharks. I put the Sharks finishing quite high up, and I'm still going to stick with that. I think they're really struggling this year unless they can find a lot of better form. For this game, I've gone with the Sharks by 8. I want to tip the Cowboys, but I just think the Sharks will get them. With Jason Taumalolo being out, there's been a reshuffle with their fullbacks and things like that. Michael Morgan really needs to step up for the Cowboys as a leader for this game, but I just see the Sharks winning it. They should have put more points on the Titans the way they played, but the Sharks are really going to struggle this year in my opinion. Another hard game to pick for the week at Bathurst is the Penrith being at home, even though it's Bathurst, against the Storm. This game I had to think about. I wanted to tip Penrith. I've tipped the Storm, but I've tipped the Storm by quite a large margin as well. I've tipped the Storm by 16 points. It's a game that is normally a really close game, but I think the Storm were really dominative in the first 2 rounds, and if they can showcase that again, especially Jerome Hughes at fullback, massive threat. Addo Carr needs to really get some tries, I think. Everyone puts money on him week after week and it never works out, does it? As for the Panthers, if Maloney steps up again, he can be a player to watch and be a big threat for the week. But I'm going to go Storm by 16 points, which is a massive win. And if I get this wrong, it will stuff up my tipping. Alright, so if I look at the history for this match, as you can see, West Tigers have won 4 and the Bulldogs have won 6 of the last 10 matches against these sides. The Tigers being at home at Campbelltown against the Bulldogs. This game is now really hard to pick in my opinion. I've gone West Tigers by 10. A lot of people think they'll smash the Dogs. However, the Dogs have now named Reece Martin. Reece Martin was a really good player at the end and I was waiting for his return to NRL. So Dean Pay has named him in the side, as well as one other player who I'm forgetting the name of who was really well, but Reece Martin is a player to look out for. I'd watch out from this match, but I'm going to go West Tigers by 10 points. Alright, last but not least, the last game is at ANZ Stadium. It is the Rabbitohs, back-to-back wins, taking on the Titans, back-to-back losses. The Titans are a tired side. They need to make some changes. There's nothing in this side that I can really talk about that I've enjoyed. I want to say I like them, but you know, they're just quite poor to start off the year. A lot of people think it'll be a flogging. This is another game that may surprise you, but it's always fairly close. I've tipped the Rabbitohs by 12, so 2 converted tries in this match. This could be an absolute flogging if the Rabbitohs come in form the way Wayne Bennett's training them, but I can't see it being that big. So just to recap for my picks, I've got the Broncos by 10 up against the St George Illawarra Dragons. I've gone the Raiders by 4 up against Newcastle Knights. I've gone the Roosters by 10 up against the Parramatta Eels. I've gone the Sea Eagles by 2 up against the Warriors. I've gone the Sharks by 8 up against the Cowboys. I've gone the Storm with a big runaway win by 16 points against Penrith. And West Tigers up against the Bulldogs by 10. And of course the Rabbitohs by 12. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know your predictions in the comments. Happy tipping to everyone. Last week I got 6 out of 8. Let's see if we can beat it. It's a hard week to tip. Thank you for watching, guys.